Hello everyone, welcome to SciCAD Center and a very warm welcome to our AutoCAD online training program at SciCAD Center. And my name is Setu Nandania and I am a Autodesk certified instructor. And let me continue our today's class with some assignment problems. Mainly, many students have questions with the problem number 5. So here I am going to solve you for that. Just give me a confirmation that AutoCAD screen is visible.
It is.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Visible.
And also this assignment screen, it is I think visible, right? Okay. So we will begin this drawing from this section view. See over here, we will begin this drawing from the section view. First of all, we will create one line over here. I already show you how to create your center line. Okay. So you can convert it into center line. Then we have one diameter over here. So that dimension we will find from this drawing. So here that is we have how much? 60 mm, right? So let me begin from that. So here we are one line. Turn your ortho mode on and let me take around 50 line. That is enough. Then take a offset of 30. We have diameter 60, so we are taking offset of 30 on the top and also on the bottom. And at the end, if you want to mirror it, then just leave this bottom side, right? We will do mirror. So we will just focus on the top side. So and the width of this portion is 50 okay. So let have one line over here and take a offset of 25 in both side. Okay, already we have 50 right, then it is fine. Now next we have 100 diameter. So offset of 50 half distance from this to here. Then connect this one here and this one here. Okay. And then we have 60-degree angle and here we have 35 total is 80 so 80 minus 70, that means this center piece we have with the 10 thickness, right? You have to calculate this thing. It is actually not given. See, the total width we have 80 and this side width we have 35. So 35 over here, 35 over here. So total 70 is there. So remove this 70 from this 80. So this thickness we have is 10 Here we have angle of 60 from the vertical position, right? So let we have that. So first of all, one line, randomly a vertical line, then rotate it. Select it and here minus 60 degree I want to rotate in this side and also mirror it from this midpoint, right? And one line from here and take a offset of 5 on both side. So we have 10 thickness over here. Now erase this line and erase this portion also, trim this portion and this one. This is also not needed now. So clear up to this point how I create this thing. I create one vertical line, then rotate
Vertical
it
line,
with the
then
60-degree
rotate it
angle.
with the 60-degree angle. Yes, sir.
Then I mirror it over here, or you can create one more line and you can rotate it again. Then I create one line from the center, just random dimension with the random dimension, and take a offset of 5 on both side. So we have total 10 thickness over here. Now next we have 380 diameter over here. and the total diameter is 400 and here 380. So let we reach up to this point and this point, right? So from the center we need to provide a half value. So 190 will be there. So take a offset O, enter 190. You can also use copy command from here to here. So this is at 190. So now just extend this both. Extend this both up to this line. Then next we have offset of 10 mm, that is 400 radius we have, and just connect this both like this. Trim this centerpiece. Okay. Now actually one problem over here, and that is this is a 80 mm long. So let me create a new line. L, enter from this midpoint on this side 40 mm, and now just erase this line, and again line in this side 40 mm. So we have 80 mm length. Now you can move this line here and this line here and extend this both. Or one more option we have. See, I am showing you one more option, one more command. So I am doing Control Z. I am doing back this thing. Okay. Now we already know that this is 50 mm length, right? We want to extend 15 mm in this direction and 15 mm in this direction. So we have one more command, and the name is stretch. Type S for stretch, enter. Then with the crossing selection, see, with this green selection, select that portion that you want to stretch it, right? So this selection is known as crossing and this one is window, right? So with the crossing selection, select that area that you want to stretch, that you want to pull. So I'm selecting this much, enter, and base point, and see, it is going to stretch like this. Only selected portion is going to change the values, right? So in this direction I am providing 15, enter. Command line is not visible, just a minute, just this. Okay, now it is fine. See, again we are going to apply stretch command on this side. So again S, enter, stretch. Now select your portion with the crossing selection. Okay, this selection is known as crossing, and this one is your window selection. So this is my crossing selection. I am selecting it, enter, then base point, then direction, and your value. Let's say 15, enter, right? So in this way you can also take a stretch. Now one more thing which is not given in your assignment, that is we do not have a flat surface over here. This on the top here actually we have a curved surface, a arced face with a 500 radius, right? So it's actually like this. See, you can create one arc with start, end, and radius. This is starting point, this is ending point, and radius should be 500. So actually this face you have, this one, right? It is not completely flat, but that dimension is not given to you. So if you haven't done that, it is okay. Now let me mirror this thing. Mi, enter, select your object, enter, and select 2 point of your mirror line and enter. So here we have mirror. Now connect this both like this and your drawing will be complete. Extend this line a little bit and convert it into a center line. So go to the load family and let me choose a center line. Okay. Now select this line and convert it into a center line, and here we have done, right? This section view is created. Now the next we have to create a side view, and for that take a small line over here, because we need to work exactly at the parallel condition, right, with the projection. So this is my perfect, for that I just create one small line, so we exactly horizontal with this actual geometry, right? Now circle from here, first circle with the 30 mm radius, and again circle from here with the 50 mm radius. Now we don't know the radius of this point, so create one line like this, horizontal line, and create circle now. Circle from here to here, right? So in this way we need to use projections over here. Then one more circle with 190 mm radius, and one more circle with 200 mm radius, right? So now see, in this way you have to draw this thing, because see, everything is in projection. Now if you create some parallel lines from here, see, everything will be in projection at proper position, right? So this thing is known as engineering drawing. Everything must be aligned properly. Are you getting my point? So the rest of the thing you can create, right? It is quite simple. Just create one line over here. Let me show you. I am showing you. Rotate, enter, select this, enter, and we will rotate for 30° and mirror it from here. Okay. Now see the radius over here, that is 81.5. So create one circle with 81.5 mm radius and trim it immediately, so we do not have any kind of confusion over here. Then the next outer diameter, outer radius, we have 165. Okay, so one more circle from here, 165, and trim it. Okay, now actually see what we have created. We create this thing. See, we create this thing over here. We create one line from here and we create one line from here. So what we need to do, we need to provide this much thickness. So this thickness is 15 mm. So let me do one thing. So offset of 7.5, half thickness we need to reduce from here and from here also. Now erase this line, and trim it rest of the portion like this, and erase this both line. Okay, now at the end we will use fillet command. So the fillet of radius 30, yes, it is easy. So f radius 30. Now at this corner again, at this corner again, at here and at here, it is done. Now take array, AR, enter, select your object, enter, polar at this position, and here we have array, right, with 6 copies. Similarly, holes we have, that is actually at here. See the diameter of that PCD, pitch circle diameter, we have 165 again. No, sorry. PCD over here, that is 340. So divide this 340 by 2. So we will get radius, right? So 150 and 170. Okay. So one circle of 20 diameter. So 10 radius, and I am going to move it. If you want to create one line, you can. I want to move it on this top side 170 right? And now again array it, AR, enter, select, polar from here, and okay. Now see, here we have circle and our cross section is over here. From here we have our cross section, right? So from this line, this section is going to cut. So here our circle are also going to cut. So that's why we need to provide this position over here. So you can take this reference here and trim it. Same on the bottom side, we have circle, but we will mirror this thing. So these two, and this is my mirror line, and here we have that two. Yes.
Yes.
And
Sir,
then we
actually,
have
they
one
cut from 60
key
degree.
slot.
Have one key slot.
Yes, anyone have question?
Yes, anyone have question? Sir, can you please open the diagram in
Yes,
your
I will.
assignment? Yes, I will. Sir, in the bottom, can you closely look at that? Because there is a projection of that patch which we create with fillet. Right, sir? Because it cut from 60 degree.
In which?
In which? Sir, in fifth itself,
Hmm?
bottom part. Cross section bottom part. Can you closely look at this, sir?
Here?
Here? Yes, sir. So it's patch actually, not a circle projection. Right, sir?
Yes. So that's
Yes.
a mist.
So
Actually, this
that's a
section is
mist.
not like
Actually,
that.
this
See,
section is cut not from like 60 that. Degree, sir.
see,
No?
yes, it is cutting from this
Yes, it
60
is
degree.
cutting from this 60 degree. Yes, sir.
So on the bottom side, we
So
need
on
to
the bottom
consider
side,
this
we need
thing,
to
right? You are
consider
right.
this thing. Yes, right, sir. You are right.
So good presence of mind
So
and
good
very
presence
good
of mind
reading
and
skill
very good reading skill
of your drawing,
of your
right?
drawing. Thank you, sir.
So just actually you are right. So what we need to do? We need to take a projection of this thing now. See, a line is not like this. This is my section line. It is not like this. My section line is actually passing from here, right? Vertical, then here. So this bottom half portion will not carry this hole, right? So how we will take this thing over here in the projection? So for that we need to do one thing. See, take a copy of your entire model on the other side and rotate this thing, arrow, enter, rotate with your this much angle, and that is 30 degree, right? So now it is vertical, and now take your projection from here to here and from here to here and trim it. Got it? Okay, and just erase this thing. Now it is not needed. And let's have a key slot now. So here we have key slot detail on the top, that we have 10 cross 10 key slot and two copies of that, and the gap is 36. Okay, so first of all, create a line with 10 mm. I am just creating over here. Then I will move that from the midpoint to here. Okay, at origin. And now move it again on the top side 36 mm. Then create two vertical lines and trim it, right? Then we can mirror it also if you want to mirror. So if you want to mirror this thing, we need a 45-degree line over here to mirror it, because we want one more copy at 90-degree. So let me do array, select these three things, polar array. From this point, copy should be at 90-degree. Only two copies I want, and the total should be 90-degree over here. And here we have copy, but on the other side, so change the direction on this side and close it and trim it again. Now again we need to take projection of this line over here and trim it again, right? So there are so many detailings in your drawing that you need to create. So it is understood. So everything is all about reading our drawing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me continue our class. Last we discussed with the text, right? And also textile. And today we have layer, hatch, and also we will try to cover dimensions if it is possible. Otherwise, we will see
Hello, sir.
dimensions in our next class. And yes, we have table also. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
let me
Can you
continue now.
explain,
Yes.
sir? Can you explain how to set a default font?
How to set default font? For
Because,
that,
sir, whenever I type in,
yes.
sir, whenever I type in first row,
Hmm.
so for next time I have to again select the font. So is there any option?
For that, see, if you are using a simple textile DT, then for that you should go to the ST style text textile dialog box we have. Create your textile over here, right? For example, let me choose veranda format with bold and select your textile and set that textile as current. Once you set your textile to set as current, then your simple text will carry that textile. We have 10 mm height and angle and C,
Got it, sir.
right? So you need to set it current. And for the multi-text, we have all the options over there, right? Okay. So let me begin with the layer command first. So in the layer, first we discuss about the properties, right? But the next tool we have is layer, and in the layer we have so many facilities and also so many flexibilities. So for example, we have some objects over here, and we also have one drawing over here, right? So we'll use that also. So first question is, what is layer? So layer means we can say if you have so many transparent plastic papers with different colors, then you place one, then one more on that, one more on that. so that every plastic paper we can say one layer, right? Layer by layer by layer we work, and everything is visible. So that is actually our layer. And let me see what we have in the layers. So we layer actually provides us a so much control to our drawings. I will explain you with the example. So first of all, we will see how to create layer. For that, go to the layer properties, and also a shortcut for that is LA. Type LA for layer and hit enter. So here we have layer property manager, this one. If you click on this, then it is also fine. Now to create new layer, choose over here, or you can press Alt N, right? So click here, and it's a layer one. You can name it. For example, I'm naming it as a center line layer. Then one more hidden line layer, border layer, right? And so many layers. So we create just layers over here. Now we have all the properties over here in the layers. That is our color, line type, line width, and transparency. All the things we have. Now in the border, I want actually red color. Okay. Then in the center line, I want this color, for example. In the hidden line, I want this color. Then on the layer one, this one. So I'm just randomly applying the colors. And if you want same color, you can, right? It is not necessary to change the colors. Then also line types. Let me load some line types first. This border, this center already we have. Then dotted one and hidden one. This one. Okay. And for this border, we will choose this border line type, and okay. For the center lines, we have center line type. Okay. Hidden lines, we will use hidden lines, and for the rest we will use continuous line. Also width, so in the border I want a 0.5 mm width, and in the center line I want a 0.35 mm width. Okay, then rest default is fine. In the hidden line I want a transparency of 60%. So I just set these things over here, right? All the layers we have created, layer 0 you will get by default. See, whenever we are creating any object in the property, initially you will see that by layer, by layer, by layer. So what is this layer? So it is your layer 0. And if you click on that, see, we have this much layer now that we have created. Initially you will get only this layer 0. Now as we assign this property, what we do, we select our object and we change the property and it will be assigned. Similarly, select your object and you can assign your layers also. That this is my border layer. See, turn on this transparency and line width. So you will get that effect. For example, I want to select this one and want to assign a center layer. So we have a center line type on that layer. Select this and I want to assign hidden layer, right? On this drawing, for example, I want to assign a layer to this all circles, right? And let's say it's layer 5. So now these circles are in layer 5. Similarly, I want to assign one layer to these geometries, these cutouts we have. So I am assigning this thing because it have so many benefits. See, our drawing will be as it is, but you have so much control. So for example, I am just showing you this thing. So for this selection, we want a layer number 4, right? And for these key slots or the center circle or the rest of the portion, let me assign another layer, that is layer number 3, right? So everything is in different layer now. So in this way you can assign your layer. Now if you haven't selected anything and you are going to change your layer over here, that is layer 1 I want to choose, or let me take this one, border layer. So that layer will be your current layer. See, in the properties panel we have red color, we have line width, we have different line type, but everything is by layer. That means in our border layer, whatever setting we have done, these settings will be current now. So whatever object I am going to create, whatever new object I am going to create will be created in that layer, right? So this is not it about layers, this is just a beginning. So just try to understand this funda of the layers. So if I choose center layer and let me create something, one ellipse. So your ellipse will be your center layer. LTS line type scale 2 times. Okay, now the scale is quite big enough. Okay. So now let me discuss about the layer in detail, what controls we have. We already discussed that we can create a separate category with the bunch of colors and line width, line type, and also transparency, right? So all the properties we have in the layer, and we can pre-create that bunch. Now next we have three controls over here. See, we have three options over here. This light bulb we have, this thing is known as on and off. Then second we have this sun symbol, so this is actually freeze and unfreeze. And third one we have lock, right? It is lock. So let me choose layer 0 now. And for example, I don't want to see border layer, I want to hide my border layer at a time, right? So when you are going to turn off this border layer, all the objects who is in border layer will be removed from your drawing, and you can take a printout, right? For example, I don't want to see center line, so you can freeze it also. Just freeze it, and all the objects who is carrying center line layer is going to remove from your drawing. Now we have one question, that if we are going to off that, it is also going to remove, and if we are going to freeze that, it is also going to remove, right? So what's the difference between these two? So whatever layer you have turned off, that means this light bulb is off, you can work in that layer. AutoCAD will allow you to work in this layer, but whatever layer is in freeze condition, AutoCAD will not allow you to work. So if I want to create new objects in border layer, so I can click this border layer and make this border layer active while it is in off condition, right? And for example, I want to create a line, so type L, enter, and a line from this center to this center to this center to here, here, oops, here, and here. So a line is created in the border layer, but the layer is in off condition, that is why it is not visible. But we are not allowed to work in center layer. See, if we are going to try to current it, see, we have a notice that selected layer cannot made current, and we are not allowed to current it. So we are not allowed to create any object with that layer. Now let me unfreeze this, so our object will be back, and let me turn that on, so this object will again back, and see this line we have created. So for example, whatever drawing you have created, if you are from civil, right? So for example, you have one plan, then some doors are there, some windows are there, some furniture equipments are also there. If you are creating a electrical system, then some wirings are also displayed over there. Then ceiling plan, floor plan, right? Floorings and all. So for a single drawing, we have so many things. So you can create that thing by layers. Then you can just turn on your wall and turn on your furniture. So that will be your furniture layout. Turn off that furniture and turn on your electrical layer. So that will be your electrical layout. Are you getting me? For example, I want to
For
remove this
example, I
hole
want to
at a time. So just turn off that layer. That's it. See, these holes are removed from my drawing. For example, I want to remove these cutouts. Just turn off them. So it is that much easy to handle your drawing. For the production purpose, if I'm giving you example from the mechanical side now. So if we want to produce this object, this flywheel, right? So first what we will do, we will create a turning profile on lathe. So for the turning profile we need this type of drawing, right? And also these slots we need to remove. Once our the basic flywheel will be created, then we need one more drawing for the milling cutting, right? So these cuts are done with the milling tool, CNC milling, vertical milling machine, and the rest portion is done in the CNC lathe, right? In the turning. So in this way you can manage your drawing with the layers. Let me show you a civil drawing. Is there any civil student over here in our group?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See this drawing we have, right? And for example, I want to turn off these furnitures. I don't want this furniture for now in my drawing. So here we have layers. Turn off this furniture layer, and all the furnitures are removed, right? If you want to hide your staircases, just turn off that. Staircases will be removed. Also we have door, electrical layer, right? Actually this is a exterior layer, but for everything we have layers. For the wall, for the text, then stair here, one more text we have. So these are the layers. Dimension layer also we have. So see, some dimensions are there in that layer, that is going to remove. So we need to transfer these rest of the dimensions into dimension layer. So the work is not finished yet. So just select it, and then turn that into dimension layer. So now all the dimensions are in dimension layer, and when we are going to turn that off, all the dimensions will be removed. from my drawing, right? So in this way you can manage your drawing very easily. These are the things in layer 0. So you can create a layer for this also, for this one. It is clear now? Students, understood about the layers? What's that green part? It's actually just representing as a plants. That's are just a spline, but representing as a plants. Yes, it is made with this spline. So let me come back to our drawing now. No, actually that just provided that color is overwritten from here. It's in a layer 0. That color is not by layer. You can create an individual layer for plants also. So if you want to remove your plants from the drawing, you can. You can create a layer for doors. You can create an individual layer for windows. For each and every categories, you can create a layer, right? And then it will be easier for you to handle your drawing. No, there is no limit. If you refer that industrial drawings, there are 200, 250 layers are there in a single drawing. So there is no limit in the layer. You can create as much as you can, right? Okay. Now let me discuss some other facilities in the layer we have. Because as I told you that in the industries we have so many layers in a drawing, right? So how to find that exact layer? For example, we have one drawing from the industry and there are some layer in off condition, some layer in freeze condition, and we have almost 200 plus layers are there. So how to manage them properly? How to find that which layers are off condition, which layer are in freeze condition? And we just forgot to discuss about the lock. So let me discuss about lock now. So if you are going to lock your any layer, that layer will get a little transparency. So click on lock and see this border layer gets a little transparency again, or off, then this is lock. And when it is in lock condition, any modification command won't work. Okay, if you want to move it, you can't. See, I am selecting all this object, but that piece will not going to move. If you want to copy it, it will also won't work, right? So all the modification, move, rotate, offset, copy, nothing will work when your layer is in off condition. No, you are not allowed to delete it also. When your layer is locked, then that layer will be as it is. You can create new objects. It will allow you to create. Just current that layer, create a circle. See, I am creating one circle. So when I am creating that, it will be in full color. See, initially it is in full color. But as I click over here, when I finish my circle command, it is going to lock. at that position. You cannot move it. You can create, but you cannot move. You cannot trim it, you cannot extend it, nothing will happen when your layer is in lock condition. So for example, if we have a drawing over here and accept this border layer, I want to move entire drawing. So just turn off that, lock that layer, select entire drawing, then type M, enter, move, and you can take it anywhere. Right? So it's a quite handy thing when we work with the layers properly. Now how to find layer, how to filter layers. So for that, in the layers we have two types of filters. But before you work with the filter, make sure go to the setting over here and make sure that these both options are active. Right, these both options are active. Then okay, one is for the layer filter and one is for the layer in use or not, to indicate that. So once your both options are active, then over here in the status, it will show you that which layer are used in your drawing and which one are unused. So whatever layer carries this white color, that are unused layers. So layer 1 and layer 2, these are the unused layer. Layer 3, layer 4 and layer 5 we already use. Border, center and hidden also we used. Right, but these two are unused layers. Then here we have filter, and mainly we have two types of filter. So before we go with the filter, let me change, turn some layer off, turn some layer freeze and some unlock. Right, now first we have a property filter, that means filter with condition. So click on property filter, give a name, then choose your property that I want to see only that layer who is in currently off condition. So see, it will filter it out for you. These are the layers we have which is in off condition. Also, if you are selecting second condition side by side, then it will show you that who is carrying that both condition. For example, I want to see off and freeze layers. So we have that layer who is off and freeze both. Right, let me choose none. And if you provide your second condition in the second row over here, that freeze, so here we have that layer who is actually off and also that layer who is actually freezed. So this layer, hidden layer we have because it is freeze, this center layer we have because it is off. Right, so this is our or condition and this is our AND condition. As we discuss in physics, we have that AND gate and OR gate, right? Either this or this, either this and this. So in this way, AND gate and OR gate we have. So similarly, it will works over here. So let's have a single condition, that is I want all the off layers and hit OK. So here we have filter, that these are the off layers, and once you click on turn on any layer, it will be removed from this list. If you are going to all layers again and going to turn off any layers from here, now it will automatically add it to your filter, so it will continuously update your group. The second filter we have, that is group filter. For that we don't need any condition, we can create a group of any layers as we require. So click on the group filter and give it a name. Then right now it is empty, see we have no layers over here. So what I am doing, I am going to all layers and I want these last three layers as a group. So layer 5, click, drag and drop on this. Again drag and drop on this. drag and drop on this, right? So this three layer we put in a group, then go over there, you will have that much layers, and over here we have filtered layers and here we have all layers. So in this way you can manage your all layers. If you have 200 or 300 layers in your file, you can manage with the filters. Clear it is? Students, okay. So now we are going to move with the, we are going to learn about hatching, right? So that's it for these layers. Let me turn all back. Okay. Now for the hatch, first we need a closed loop. Then and then you allow, it will allow you to fill the hatch. And in the hatch we have mainly three things, three options we have. That is a very useful options and we need to understand them properly. So first of all, go to the hatch. So the shortcut for hatch is H. Type H, enter, and then you can choose your pattern from the ribbon also. But I will suggest you go to the settings. So type T for the setting. We have this T blue letter. So T is the shortcut for setting, right, in the hatch. So go to the setting, and from here we have all the patterns. So go to the pattern, and we have ANSI pattern that we use in the mechanical, right? So these are the hatch patterns we have. ISO patterns also, then other patterns where we have brick pattern, angle pattern, and all the other patterns we have. Let me choose any one and go to the close boundary and you will get that pattern. See, right? So you just need to click and your hatch will be filled up. Delete it. Let me discuss this hatch properly. So hatch setting, and we will choose this brick pattern. Okay, scale it down because it's a brick pattern, it's a pattern from civil side, so it's a quite big in size, so I have scaled that down. Also if you want to provide some colors and all, we have a color, then this is the preview, and also angle if you want to rotate. Then for the filling up we have two options, pick points option and select object option. But the main thing over here is these options. We have three options over here. So first of all, uncheck all the options and click on add pick points, and I am going to fill this hatch here and here, right? You will get the idea what is pick point and what is select option. So with the pick point, okay, just let me explain you. With the pick point you have to go to the inside your close boundary and the hatch will be displayed to you. But when you use select object option, hatch setting, see, when we use select object option, then we have to select that object where we want to place hatch. See, this hatch is not, we do not have that preview, so we need to select object in this case. But if you go with this add pick points option, then just go inside the close boundary and you will get preview, and you have to click inside your boundary. You won't need to select your boundary, you just need to click inside your boundary. So this is the difference between selection option and pick point option. So right now let me discuss about the options that we have in the hatch. So hatch setting, and first of all focus on this create separate hatches. It is turned off. Add pick points, and I'm adding over here and here. So I add uh, in these two rectangles at a time, then press escape to finish this command. Again I am typing H enter, setting T enter, and this time we will use this create separate hatches, so turn that on. Now click on add pick points, and I am filling my hatch in this boundary and this boundary, and again escape it. So we have hatch in all the four boxes, but these two hatch are filled at a time, and these two hatch are also filled at a time. So the difference is this. See, when I click on this, only this hatch is selected. When I click on this, both the hatches are selected. That means when your create separate hatches is on and you are going to fill more than one boundary, your hatches will also going to separate, right? So that is our create separate hatches. So if you want to fill more than a single boundary at a time, then make sure your create separate hatch option is on. If it is off, then your hatch will be combined, single one. So what will happen? For example, I want to move this rectangle. So that hatch will also going to follow, because this hatch is the single hatch, right? So that's the first option, create separate hatch. Then next go to the hatch setting again. We have associate option. So turn that on, associate, and we are filling hatch in this box. Okay. Now see the difference. Here we have associate off, and here we have associate on. So can you notice the difference between the selection? So let me explain you with an example. So you can assume that this hatch,
Boundary, sir.
yes, any suggestions?
The boundary is not covered with hatch.
Okay, so that's a visual correction, right? So here we have a boundary and here we do not have boundary. But let me explain you with one example, that you can assume that this hatch is like a ice cube and this hatch is like a water. So whenever you pour water in any object, it will take that type of shape. But when you when you pour your ice cubes in any object, it will remain as it is, right? So that means if I am going to change the shape of this body, my hatch will not follow that body. My hatch is not dependent on my boundary now, because just select it and see the hatch have its own boundary. But if I am going to change the boundary of this object, then my hatch is also going to change its boundary, because this hatch depends on the boundary. So if you are going to change your boundary, means your dimensions, then your hatch will automatically adjust with that, and in this case you need to do that manually, because your hatch have its own boundary, it is not dependent on boundary, right? So when you turn on associate option, then your hatch will associate with your boundary. That means your hatch will depend on your boundary. When you change your boundary, your hatch will also going to follow that. But in this case, see, we need to do that manually. So that's the difference, right? And the third option we have, that is annotative. So hatch setting, and here we have annotative, so turn that on. And again I am going to fill my hatch over here. So when you go on this hatch, you will just highlight that hatch. But when you go on this hatch, you will get one triangular symbol on your cursor, right? So this is a annotative hatch. And what is annotative? So in AutoCAD, there are mainly four objects who carries these annotation facilities. In AutoCAD, we have four objects who have these annotation facilities, and I will show you which are they. But first of all, let me discuss about annotation. So annotation means it will experience one more scale, right? And that scale is on the status bar. So if these options are not visible, then go to the customize and turn these three options on: annotation visibility, annotation scale, and annotation auto scale and annotation scale, right? So these three will be over here. Now turn this both on and change your scale 1 gem 2. So your annotative object, whatever annotative object you have, will going to automatic scale 1 gem 2. For example, 2 gem 1. So whatever annotative object you have will going to scale it automatically, right? So annotative means it's just a scale, nothing else. But only four objects we have in the AutoCAD who have this annotative facility. The first one is this hatch, right? Go to the hatch setting. Here we have annotative facilities. Second one is text. Go to the ST text style and see, here we have annotative text also, and you can turn on this annotative feature in your text. Then set it current. Okay. Now where is that text? Or let me type one text DT with the 10 height and some text. So this is my annotative text. So if I am going to change my scale, my text will also experience that scale, and my hash is also going to experience that scale factor. So these are the two objects. Then the third one is dimension, that we will discuss in our next class, right? So in the dimension, we also have annotation facilities, and the fourth one is block, that is also we have in our next class. Type B enter for the block, and also here we have annotative. Can we use scale to text directly? Yes, we can. SC scale command will applicable, but also this individual scale we have, that will also going to affect, right? So now I have one question from my side, not from the assignment. You have to find out the exact reason that why we have this facility, this annotation facility, for only these four objects, right? Why this facility is not given for the entire drawing or the layers and all? Why we have this facility, or why it is, why we need this? So my question is, why we need this annotation scale? Yes, you can rescale it. Go to the 1gem1. It will be your original scale. Yes, four object: hatch, text, dimension, and block. Right? Only four object we have in the AutoCAD: hatch, text, dimension, and block. You should note this thing down, because so many times if you are appearing this type of competitive exams for the AutoCAD, then this type of questions will be there, right? So you need to know these type of things about the AutoCAD. So that's it for today. The table is also remaining. We will see. We will cover that in our next class. Okay, in our last class. In our last class, we have table. We also have block and this dimension. So that we will, as a part of curiosity, not no, it is not a part of curiosity. There must be some technical reason, right? For this thing that you have to find out. It's a scale factor, nothing else. 1 gem 2, 1 gem 4, 1 gem 5, 2 gem 1. It's a scale factor. Okay. So how was our today's session, today's class? So I hope now you get the idea about
Good, sir.
how to fill this hatch. Yes, thank you. Okay,
Good,
students.
sir.
So see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have last class. So just one request to you all. Please join before 8:30, because we have last class. So and we have so many things to cover, because AutoCAD is a very huge software, and we just finish only a portion of that, only 5 to 6%. Yes, we have block in our next class, and tomorrow I will show you that. Okay, friends. So good night and see you tomorrow.